Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. So in a video prior, I spoke about what are the two main subjects humans really think about, kind of hammer down on what's going back and forth through their minds, and that is relationships and then money. So I did a video about money. You can check that out. I really spoke about how you can start attracting money, how you can manifest it in your life. And I really touched upon the idea that it's all about freedom. It's really becoming that vibration, becoming that feeling. So in this video though, I want to focus on relationships. And with relationships, the energy and the emotion behind it, it is love. That is really what relationships are about. It's about love. And that is our natural state as humans, is love. That is our natural state of being. It's how our energy vibrates. It's how we are just wired as loving beings. But, life can happen, things can happen. We pick up things on our human path that really can start darkening the lens of love that we are naturally meant to be viewing everything and this world and everybody else. So I want to try to take you back as much as I can to tap into that energy of love so you can start attracting the right relationships, the right people in your life, and also just manifesting good energy, good people to work with, even people you're walking down the street with and you get a smile from. That is what you as a human being should be really attracting and manifesting in your life. And yes, also the big one, relationships. Most people, they really do want to find a partner, someone they can connect with, someone they can grow with, expand with, create a life with. And that's really important. And a lot of times, a lot of people I work with, they have a hard time when they had trouble with a prior relationship and then kind of getting back or going back out there and trying to attract a totally different being, a new person, a relationship they want, but they're just still so focused on what they got in the past, and they're just thinking those thoughts and vibrating to that type of energy that they just really are stuck in that pattern. And it's that cycle where unfortunately they can't ever really attract what they do want out of a partner because they're so focused and their point of attraction is so from the previous relationship that's why it's not working out. That's why you're getting maybe different people, but the same results, the same personalities, the same energy, the same vibration. And that just really comes down to people just not understanding that you need to change your vibration. You need to change how you look at things. You need to change your viewpoint. That is really what this whole manifestation is about. And you hear a lot about it on the media, or like in the world and on social media, and everyone's now talking about manifestation, but a lot of people really don't even know actually what is at the core of manifestation. And that is really changing a lot of what you're thinking now into actual thoughts and becoming those thoughts and vibrating to those thoughts and feeling that emotion of those new thoughts. So you can't really just be thinking thoughts, I want this, I want that, this is what's gonna happen. Yeah, like if you do think like that, that is good that you're changing that, but what are your core beliefs? What throughout life have you picked up? And you're like, okay, you're thinking, yeah, I want this out of a person. But then in an hour you go, oh, I always meet the worst person, or these, and there's so many horrible people out there and that. Well, then you're gonna get that. That's what you're attracting. And I noticed with so many people that is the problem. That is really what's happening, is they really are like, okay, I'm gonna manifest. I'm gonna say what I want. I'm going to make it clear to the universe. But then they totally will be so focused for maybe 15 minutes, and then they fall back into pattern, into this lazy thought process of going back and looking in their past and looking what hasn't been working and what their experience is now. That's why I wrote my book, Looking Beyond the What Is, because it's really all about going beyond your reality, your todayness, your nowness, and knowing that you can get to where you want to be in life, but you have to believe it. You have to make peace with where you are, but reach and be excited and know what's coming. But you have to think those thoughts and you have to feel those thoughts to get to there. But a lot of times, I'm sorry to say it, but there's a lot of humans out there that are just so used to their same thought process. They're so back into that repetitive beat, and a lot of times people aren't even aware of it. They don't even realize it. I've worked with people that they don't even know that back and forth that they're going on in their mind. And sometimes I don't even think they're aware of when they're speaking to someone else that is just so negative. Like, a lot of times people don't even pay attention to how they're feeling. And that is just so important. And I'm going to do another video on that, because how you feel is everything. But back to love, back to the subject of relationships. So if you're wanting to manifest amazing relationships, if you want to manifest good people in your life, co-workers, well, you must start from the energy of love. And how do you do that? Well, you start by loving yourself. That is the key. You have to love yourself first. You have to really be in love with who you are. You have to give yourself that love first before you can step out into the world and give someone else that love. And yes, I'm sure everyone's heard that so many times, but how serious are you taking that? How much nice things are you feeding to yourself, feeding to your brain, feeding to your soul? Ask yourself that. Just take a moment right now. How many times a day are you being kind to yourself? You have to start thinking of yourself like a plant, like a flower. You would feed that plant and flower with water, with sunlight, with positivity, with good vibration, good energy. You must learn to do that for yourself too. That we're beings. This is who we are. We are, our natural state is love. That is what we came into this earth, and that's how we are. We are just love. That's who we are. That's our natural state. So whenever you feel negative emotion, that is because you're not feeling that love. You're feeling that discord between yourself, if that makes sense. You are really feeling that lack of connection with who you really are, and that is why you're feeling that negative emotion. So that's how negative emotions come from. Because when you're thinking just negative thoughts, when you're feeling not well, that is the separation from yourself. But you can't be ever really separated. Just, let's say, out of alignment from yourself, from your inner being. And that is why you're feeling those negative emotions. So that is a big subject. That's a big talk, especially when it comes to the mind, the mental state, your health, your mental health. That is really what is key. And I grew up I had a very beautiful childhood, beautiful life. But at times when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I was pretty depressed. And it really made a lot of sense now, because I was really focused on the negativity in my life and focused on what wasn't working for me. And it just was this negative cycle back and forth and going through my mind, kind of going back and forth, beating myself up in my mind and really being down on myself. And once I learned, when I took like that spiritual journey, that path, when I really was tapping into energy and meditation, I really realized it was really because of that separation from who I really am, from my inner being. And it was that feeling of being away from my natural state. That is why I felt so depressed. That's why I felt that way. And a lot of people don't understand and forget this though, that our natural state as human beings is love. That is our natural state to be in, is love. And I'm not talking like a romantic type of love, but that's still amazing. It's great to be in that state. Very important to be in. But I'm talking about love. I'm really talking about what this universe is actually all about. And that is love. That is the energy of source. It is love. It's the natural state of just loving what is around you, loving the planet, loving the universe, the stars, the animals, the creatures, other human beings, the diversity, the energy flowing, the times of life, timing, everything, this time-space reality we are in and a part of. When you're looking through it through the lens of love, that is looking through it how your inner being is viewing it. So you're now looking at the lens how your inner being is viewing it. So you're connected to really who you are. So then there's no separation. And when you're connected like that, that is how you're going to get to everything you want in life. All the relationships, all the good people, all the good conversations, all the travel you want to do, all the dream jobs you want to experience, all the creativity, the craft, the art you want to create, may whatever it may be. That is how your inner being will guide you there through really tapping into the energy of love. But back to relationships, if you really want to manifest and attract good relationships, you first have to start loving yourself. You really have to love who you are, be in love with who you are, give yourself positive thoughts, compliment yourself, really just tap into the energy of loving who your being is. Really, I want you to try to really tap into the energy of your being. Love your being. Love that. Really protect that. Be there. Or I'm not saying protect it, that's the wrong word. Really just give attention. That's the word I wanted. Attention to your own being. Because I know everyone's heard this, but really, you cannot give love unless you love yourself, which is very true. You cannot go out and give people love if you're not loving who you are, if you're not loving you inside. That is just the first step. The second is really, if let's say you're having a hard time, difficult time manifesting the person you want in your life. Well, if you have a difficult time with that, then let's get off that subject. But you can tap into energy of love in other ways. You can love how beautiful it is today. You can love those trees. You can love your walk today and deliberately point at what you love on your walk. And when you're tapping into that energy every day, day by day, step by step, that is how you manifest relationships. That is how you attract the people you want in your life. If you, let's say you're having a hard time with some family members or friendships or coworkers, then get off those subjects. But I'm sure you can pick at least one or two people right now that you love in your life. Focus on that love. What do you love about that person? What makes you happy about that person? What are their qualities that you love in that person? And really write it down, point it out, say it in your mind, say it out loud. Really tap into that energy. And once you do that, you manifest all the other relationships. you will attract all the right people you want into your life. Maybe, yes, not all at once, but you don't want it all at once. You want it time by time. You want it conversation by conversation, enjoyment by enjoyment, right moment, right timing. You want it in that way. And your inner being knows that. The universe knows that. And it knows how to get you there every step along the way. But you must tap into the energy first. You must love first. You must focus on love. This is a law of attraction based universe. So what are you focused on? Because that is how you will attract it into your experience, what you are focused on. So if you are focused on things you love, you get more of what you love. If you keep praising what you love, all those loving things you love, more of that, and not just those, but better and more and expanded, and just even you can't even imagine more and better experiences come into your life when you're appreciating, when you're praising, when you are loving it. That is what comes into your experience. So with relationships, if you're feeling like you're stuck, and I know main people, it's usually has to do with a partner, with someone you love. And let's just say you haven't had the best relationships in the past. But why don't you try your best to accept those relationships you had in the past? Really accept them, make peace with them, forgive them. That is the key. Forgive them, forgive yourself, and trust that you have done enough of that asking in your lifetime, in this lifetime, in this journey that you're on. You've done enough asking. So you've lived those, I don't want to say negative experiences, but let's just say, the ones you didn't really want, the situations you didn't really want. You've done the asking part. So the universe already has the answer for you. But your job, your work, is to line up with that answer. And you can only line up with that answer if you're coming from a loving place. If you're coming from belief, from positivity, from positive expectation, from good energy, a positive attitude, feeling good, expecting good, that is how the universe will line it up for you. But you can't get there from focusing on the past and what's not working, and that there's a shortness of quality, there's no good people, there's this and that, and they don't know, and really actually putting people in groups like men and women and this and that, and really not realizing that there's so much variety and there is that right person for you. But you have to really love yourself. You have to be open, and you have to trust the universe, and you have to take that jump. You have to understand. That's the thing a lot of people don't realize. Unconditional love. That is really, really, once you realize what unconditional love is, that is really stepping into alignment with your true self being. Loving someone without expecting them to make you happy. That's the wrong thing in relationships right now. Everyone is so, you need to make me feel this way so I can feel good. No, it's your job to feel good. It's not your partner's job to make you feel good. You should line up first. Allow your partner to line up with his inner being or her inner being, and then you two get together, connection, grow, expand, enjoy, evolve. That's how relationships work. That is really the essence of relationships. That's how it becomes a successful relationship. And that's how a relationship really lasts and really is fulfilled. And it is a very rich and very just beautiful and true love relationship when it's that type of connection coming from those 2 points of views. It's lining up with you, lining up with yourself, than being with your partner, being with that person. But the more you're depending on that person to make you happy, the more you're depending on that coworker to do that for you, or depending on that family member to be that certain way, you'll always be just in that stuck vibration that you can attract the good from those relationships, because you're just in that stuckness. You're just stuck. I hope that makes sense. Like, it's just a vibrational stuckness when you're expecting that type of energy, when you are, and you can expect it from a positive way, but if it's gonna jeopardize your happiness or make you fall back out of alignment, then that's the problem. That is really where relationships, if you're holding someone else like for your happiness, if you're being like, well, you better make me happy, you have to do this to make me happy, this is a lot of times where relationships have the problem, because people are always saying, well, they better be that way, they better do this. You're never going to be happy. You have to tap inward. You have to give yourself that love. You have to give yourself that attention and that energy before you can really attract the beauty and what you really want in a relationship in life. That is just how it works. That is law of attraction. This is the energy. So when it comes to relationships, if you really want to try and manifest and attract the right people in your life, you really have to focus on love. And if that is too difficult for you, if there's too many people who have done you wrong, you're upset, you're hurt, then get off those subjects. But there's certain things, there's beings, there's creatures, there's things in life, in the world, in this universe, that you can love. You can love the ocean. You can love that mountain. You can love that book. You can love that song. That is really something you can start focusing and tapping into the energy of love. And once you do that, then the right people, the human beings that you do want, the people you do want to rendezvous with, all that fun, all that beautiful interactions will come into your experience. So I hope that video helped. If you have any questions, please comment below. And remember, love is our natural state. It is really who we are. That is what we're made. That's what we're made out of. It's love. That is our soul. That is our inner being. And if you want to find more ways to connect with the universe, with the with your inner being, that is how you do it. You tap into love.